Lace skirts over pants have been all over my Pinterest, and I want to show you how I was able to make my own upcycling thrifted curtains. I think this sewing project is a super easy clothing accessory you can add to your fall-winter wardrobe. Hi, my name is Veronica, and this is episode 1 of my new series, Sewing My Fall Pinterest Board. I have a lot of projects lined up for this series, and in this economy, we are sewing instead of buying. So let's get into it. So we're making 3 skirts today. First skirt, this beautiful gray slate color. This one I want to turn into a mid-length skirt, and it has this really pretty scallop lace trim, but it's on the side of the curtain, and I really wish it was on the bottom. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna wrap the skirt around myself because I don't want to cut off that scallop. So I need to figure out the adjustment of that. And then the next skirt is this off-white. It has a really cool print, and this curtain is huge. So I'm gonna have a lot of fabric left over. And I thought I wanted this to be a long wrap skirt, but I think I'm gonna make it a mini skirt. It's gonna look really cute because I actually have another off-white lace that has this really nice trim at the bottom, and this one will be mid-length. I thought because of the lace trim that it would look cute as a mini, but I think that lace trim is too deep for a mini, it's gonna cut it off. So that's my plan for that. Before I cut into anything, I needed to take my measurements. I took my hip measurement, which was 38 inches. Then I measured how long I wanted each skirt to be. So for the mini skirt, it was about 13 inches long, including seam allowance. Then for the mid-length skirts, I measured 21 inches long, including seam allowance. So now I can start cutting my skirts out, and I am not the best at drawing straight lines, so I'm using this grid as a guide to help me, because even if I use a measuring tape or a ruler and I try to freehand it, they somehow always come out slanted. So let me know if that happens to you too. If you just started learning how to sew, I would say that this is a pretty beginner-friendly project because it's basically just rectangles. There's nothing really complicated about this project. So when I first started learning how to sew, I was really ambitious and wanted to start making clothes. So if you're like that, I think this is a good project you could start with. And depending on what kind of fabric you're using, I recommend cutting really slow because it can be a little slippery, and I would recommend using weights to hold your fabric down. I want to show you the curtains up close because I think they're so pretty. So I have been looking for the right curtains for this project for a while now because I wanted to have a variety of colors and patterns, so I'm really happy with what I found. So now that everything is cut out, let me show you how everything is looking so far. I kept the scallop on one side of the skirt and I kept it on the front side. I think it looks really cute and it's a really cute detail. Then for this skirt with the larger scallop hem, I think it looks really nice as a mid-length skirt. I think I made the right choice making this mid-length instead of mini. And my mini skirt turned out exactly like my Pinterest inspo. I think it's so cute. So basically the skirts are almost done. There's just a little bit of sewing that we have to do and then that's it. Before I started sewing anything, I first folded each skirt hamburger style and sewed a small dart like this. Doing this gives the skirt a little shape so it can wrap around your hips a little better. So what I'm doing now is folding the top edge inward by 1/4 of an inch twice to finish the edge. And you'll want to do this for the sides as well and the bottom. And as you can see here, this is the dart. So the side with the dart will actually become the wrong side of the fabric. But since some of my curtains have scallop trims, I won't be finishing those edges. For this project, I did use a zigzag stitch because each curtain had a little bit of stretch to it. And I didn't want to take the chance of using a straight stitch and then my machine eating the fabric. Besides the stretch, you can't really tell on camera, but it's kind of like a netted material. And so I felt like the straight stitch wouldn't secure it in place. That's why I also wanted to do a zigzag stitch. So depending on the type of fabric you're working with, you may want to adjust your stitch type from either a zigzag stitch or straight stitch. So up next are the ties, and I cut out 2 strips of fabric for each curtain because we will be attaching one tie to the front and then one tie to the back edge of each skirt so it can tie at our waist. This was honestly the most time-consuming part because I had to make them by hand. Normally, I would fold the fabric over and use an iron to press it, but because they were 100% polyester, they would not hold their shape, so this is why I have pins to hold them in place. So depending on the type of fabric that you are working with, if you do run into this issue where you need to make your ties by hand, I definitely recommend folding them over on a table and using a hard surface and not doing this on yourself or on your bed, because then you may accidentally pin the ties onto your clothes or your sheet. I did also use a zigzag stitch to sew the ties because I didn't want to take any chances. So this part is sped up for timing purposes, but I actually went really slow when I sewed the tie onto the edges of the skirt because I'm placing it on top of the folded edge, so you are sewing over a lot of fabric. So I recommend going really slow, and you may want to adjust your stitch length. And we are done. That's all it is to make your very own lace wrap skirt. It's super easy. Okay, my skirts are done. Let me show you. So starting off with the grayish blue. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And I love my idea of keeping one of the scallop trims. I wish I could have kept both because that would have looked really cute. But the curtain itself was too wide for my hips. But I just love it. It's so pretty. And I really want to layer this with grays and maybe browns. I'm hoping I can find brown trousers. And I think navy would look really nice with this skirt. So yeah. Next up is the mini. This is just the classic lace mini wrap skirt. It's so pretty, and I just think the print itself is super unique. This one turned out exactly like I wanted in my head. It looks so good, and I do have a ton of fabric left over, so my plan for this, I think I want to make an origami bag, but I don't want to make it double lined. It's going to be single lined, and I think I'm going to finish the edges with like a satin bias binding, like a white or off-white. I think it's going to look really pretty, so we'll see. But yeah, that's I think what I have next. And then last is this one with the larger scallop trim. I think this one's my favorite. It's just so pretty, and it's like the most, it's like exactly what I pictured in my head for like a mid-length lace mini skirt. I just love the scalloped hem. It's so pretty. I think it's gonna go with everything, and I'm excited to wear it with everything. I can't wear these yet because I live in Texas and it's so hot. It's like 90 degrees still. It's so annoying. So I'm gonna wait until there's a little crisp in the air because all these curtains are 100% polyester, so they're hot. I'm really excited about this series. My goal for each project is to use as many thrifted materials as I can and fabrics that I can find secondhand, because I always find good stuff. Sometimes, like, not on every trip, you know, it does take some digging and you may have to go back a few times, but I always find good stuff. I have so many projects lined up, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video, and happy sewing.